Hello my fellow explorers, welcome back to the Bluetooth channel. A little while ago we released our newest custom Hearthstone expansion, Age of the August Celestials. This expansion was a collaborative project between myself, Mallory and Starfast, and it came with a new custom monk class and 4 factions that Hearthstone's classes were split between. We made videos showcasing the monk class and 2 of these factions, but then suddenly it stopped because, well, I needed a break. But now we're back and I'm gonna show you everything you missed in Age of the August Celestials. The 4 factions in the expansion were called Jade Serpent, Red Crane, Black Ox and White Tiger. And previously we showed off the Jade Serpent faction, which featured the return of Jade Golems, as well as the Red Crane faction, which featured the mysterious shrine keyword from Rastakhan's Rumble. So today we'll visit the remaining 2 factions, starting off with the Black Ox. This was the faction for Death Knight, Warlock and Warrior. The Black Ox faction introduced the new custom keyword Stagger. Characters with this keyword would take less damage from all sources, but not less than 1. The number after the keyword would specify how much the damage is reduced by. Each class used Stagger in different ways. Death Knight used Stagger as board protection, often pairing it with the keyword Taunt. Their legendary was just a big protective minion with lots of defensive keywords. Warlock on the other hand would use Stagger to protect their hero, and their cards were often parried with pain lock effects. Warlock's legendary gave you a permanent spell to give your hero Stagger. And finally Warrior used Stagger offensively, pairing it with a token with Rush in this cool package made by Starfast. Warrior's legendary also uses Stagger offensively and works really well with the tokens you just saw. Each faction also had access to 5 neutral cards, and here you can see 4 of the Black Ox ones. This included a big neutral faction legendary, the leaders of the factions, and for the Black Ox we made New Shao the Black Ox.
You are the mountain, unmovable by all but time.
New Shao was an 8-mana 8/8 beast with Taunt and a rest of game effect. If your minions survive damage 6 times on enemy turns this game, like for example through Stagger, your hero would get Stagger 3 for the rest of the game. Each class also got a ton of non-faction cards. Death Knight got a package for a Blood Rune deck that revolved around these Anima Orb tokens. Warlock got a package that would summon random 4/4 paragons with a bonus effect. You could get things like Rush or Taunt, and these paragons would then share these effects with your other paragons on the field. Several Warlock cards summoned or interacted with the paragons. And finally Warrior got a fire spell package made by myself and Mallory that culminated in the legendary minion Orders the Burning One, who would change your hero power to Die Insect if you'd cast 8 fire spells this game. The final faction, the White Tiger faction, was available to Demon Hunter and Rogue. This faction introduced the keyword Rally from Battlegrounds to Standard. If you haven't heard of it, Rally is a bonus that triggers every time the card with the keyword attacks and can be found on minions and weapons. Demon Hunter uses cards with Rally to build up their Fellclaw strikes for a massive burst. Their faction legendary has a Rally effect that can really snowball if left alone. Hunter is more focused on support and utility for their Rally cards. Hunter's legendary works exceptionally well with your other Rally cards. And finally, Rogue's faction and Rally cards are more focused on disruption and building up your White Tiger spirits. Their legendary is a perfect example of this disruption. The White Tiger neutral cards are just more Rally effects and support for your Rally cards. And finally, the White Tiger neutral legendary is Xuen the White Tiger.
Haha! The trial commences.
Xuen is a 7-mana 7/4 beast with both a battle cry and a rally effect that will repeat all other rallies you've triggered this game. So with this card you just want to trigger as much rally as you can beforehand, and this card will become a mega explosion of effects. Demon Hunter's non-faction cards are based around a never before seen Dragon Demon Hunter deck. Demon Hunter gets several cards that are guised in a weaker form until they are outcasted. This guy's Demon Hunter deck was made by Mallory and was even made before Blizzard released a similar mechanic for Hunter in Cataclysm. Hunter got a package made by Starfast and Mallory that was a callback to the Dredge keyword, with several cards that interacted with the bottom of your deck. Their legendary would even change your hero power to one that drew cards from the bottom of your deck. And finally, Rogue got an interesting new take on a stealth-based deck that was themed around the Shadow Pan. Normal expansions come with 35 neutral cards, but this one had 5 extra neutral legendaries because the factions were taking up 4 of them. These 5 extra legendaries each depict one of the many world bosses from Pandaria. There's Scallion, who could slot into minion heavy decks like Warlock's Paragon deck or Priest Shrine deck, which we showed off in a previous video. Ganatus, who is just perfect for a rally deck. Nalak the Stormlord. Now this card is really interesting. When you play this minion, it will set in motion an event that happens every 3 turns. 3 turns after playing Nalak, all enemies will take 3 damage. Then 3 turns later it will happen again, and so on until the end of the game. This is a very powerful AoE tool that many decks would want to run. There's also Undasta, Lord of Giants, who has some uses now, but might be more interesting in the future. And finally Sharp Anger, who is a little more niche, but could slot into some more defensive decks maybe. There's also many other neutral cards, such as a Giant, an Amalgam, and a Rager, but that's gonna be the end of this video. But if you want to check out all the cards in the expansion for yourself, and maybe take a look at the cards from the earlier videos, I've made an overview of the entire expansion. Check out the link in the description to see it for yourself. This concludes the Age of the August Celestials main set, and we're already due for a mini set. And you get to decide how it looks. Next time will be a video with a poll for 3 different mini set options, and you can vote for the one you like best. That's it for today. Thanks for watching, like, subscribe and so on, and I'll see you next time.